Today we're going to talk about something that's honestly been grinding my gears. Call of Duty YouTubers like Swagg and others are butting into that Battlefield 6 talk, acting like they invented kill streaks and pushing their COD-centric mindset onto a franchise that's always tried to be different. And this is coming from someone who enjoys both games. But if you love Battlefield or you just want people to stop treating every shooter like another COD clone, buckle in because this may get messy because I'm going to talk all about it. Battlefield's identity, first and foremost, has historically revolved around large maps, teamwork, vehicles, positional play, and balancing individual power with team context. Now, kill streaks, in the COD sense, where you rack kills, get powerful rewards, you got airstrikes, UAVs, you got the chopper gunner, all these things are a COD staple, and that's where it should stay. It doesn't belong in a Battlefield environment. When people like Swagg insist that Battlefield needs kill streaks or players want wild weapon camos like Nadeshot even said, they're importing that COD ideology and trying to shoehorn it into a different formula. That just doesn't work for Battlefield. That approach undermines design intent because you don't want a jet strafing your spawn every 10 seconds because someone earned it with a kill streak in the open. That breaks flow, breaks balance, and rewards snowballing rather than tactical plays. Also, the notion of these crazy camos like the flashy skins, over the top cosmetic weapon effects, it's fine in Call of Duty because that's what it's all about nowadays. It wasn't before, but nowadays that's just the norm. But when you're constantly promoting these extreme, flashy stuff, you risk overshadowing that core gameplay and that grittiness of a war game with Battlefield. If a camo is more impressive than the gun, then honestly, you lost the balance. Let's talk about Swagg specifically. There are already videos titled "Face Swagg Still Doesn't Understand Battlefield 6, referring to exactly this. He approaches Battlefield 6 like it's COD. Recently, he streamed live, COD Pro takes over Battlefield 6, I am the killstreak, framing himself like a COD legend, parachuting into Battlefield 6 and dominating with his playstyle. That kind of framing is honestly a problem, and it treats Battlefield as a lesser COD mode rather than a game with its own mechanics, pacing, and challenges. He and others often reduce complexity to just get kills and streaks, as if that's the only path. But in a game like Battlefield, context matters. You got support roles, positioning, cover, objective play, smart rotations. Those are often win matches more than pure fragging. COD creators sometimes misunderstand or dismiss these things because their lens is kill count. And to them, kill count equals performance. But that lens is very narrow when you move into a game that rewards more than just raw kills. If every big YouTuber starts pushing Battlefield should be more like Call of Duty, what happens? We lose variety in FPS games. We end up with 5 nearly identical games with slightly different skins and minor tweaks. I mean, players who want differences get squeezed out, and guess what happens? The industry drifts towards safe formulas, and that's just stale. We don't want every shooter out there to be exactly like Call of Duty. Battlefield's strength is acting differently, and that's appealing to many of us because let Call of Duty do big kill streaks. Let Battlefield do large-scale warfare with situational rewards. Don't force one onto the other. Another risk we have here is because new players see high-profile creators like Swagg, etc. saying, this is what's fun, so they come into Battlefield 6 expecting COD features. When Battlefield 6 doesn't deliver in that mold, they complain, call it unpolished or missing features, and it's just not my style of play. That's totally fine. Go back to Call of Duty. What this narrative does, it influences the devs through pressure, metrics, social media to shift so that the game drifts towards Call of Duty, even if that's not what core players want. But let's unpack the wild weapon camos. The idea that every weapon should have these insane, flashy, eye-catching skins, the glowing effects, the animated shaders. I mean, there's nothing wrong with cosmetic variety, I get it. But when the cosmetics demand attention, distract, or become showpieces, you risk turning the visual space into a literal circus. Worse, when people like COD creators push for flashy is better, what it does is it pressures devs to favor lucrative ultra-visible skins over balancing, readability, and competitive clarity. I mean, you want skins, but not at the cost of gameplay clarity. A camo that makes a slight glare or distracts enemies unintentionally or hides hit indicators, those are bad trade-offs. Also, the narrative of look flashy to flex your skill is often hollow when the flash overshadows the gameplay. You want your kills remembered for your skill, not your neon pink weapon light show. If you cover or critique a game like Battlefield 6, do your research. Don't treat it like COD's guest mode. Learn the design goals. What are killstreak alternatives? Support systems, team assist, spotting, suppression, recon tools, even vehicles. Highlight those. Just respect the differences. You're not going to go into, let's say for example, CSGO and want, drop shotting and all those things. I mean, you don't go into a different game expecting it to be more like the game that you enjoy the most. That's why that game exists. So that way it plays exactly like the way you want it. Not another game playing exactly the way you want Call of Duty to play. You want to push creators and devs to innovate and not homogenize. Celebrate what Battlefield 6 does uniquely well and call out where it falters, but on its own merits. Encourage your audience to play differently. You gotta value the roles, the adaptation, the positioning, and not just raw fragging. And that's where Call of Duty players come in. And I get it, it's not for everyone. The constant push by some COD creators like Swagg, first and foremost, to force these kill streaks, the flashy weapon camos, and COD stylings into Battlefield just isn't a minor gripe, because it threatens variety, balance, and the identity of the game itself. If you love Battlefield, speak up. Let the devs hear what you want, which is evolution and not imitation. And to content creators, when you enter someone else's domain, meaning another game, another formula that's totally different from Call of Duty, understand the rules before you try to rewrite them. And this goes especially for creators like Swagg and even Nadeshot. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about all of this in Battlefield. Are you guys enjoying Battlefield? If you guys have been playing it, I have thoroughly been enjoying it so far. I've purchased the game on Steam and even on my Xbox as well. So I am really enjoying the game and enjoying it really for what it is. And that's Battlefield and not Call of Duty. If I want to enjoy Call of Duty, I'll play Call of Duty. But anyways, let me know all of your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell to be notified every single time I upload a video. Now with that being said, this is GCP signing off.